Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another live with here at the CNY family. Thank you guys for stopping in. Please go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me. Click that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you're notified of any future lives or videos that I do. Now, I tried to make this and I tried to upload this. I tried to record this so I could upload this 3 times and it just would not let me. So I figured the only way to make this is to just go ahead and put it out there live. Okay. So let's get right into it.
If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have 1/3 of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
And we see so much of that play out today. We see so much of that everywhere we look. These warnings were here. Moving on.
Amsterdam currently consists of 56% migrants. The Hague, 58% migrants. Rotterdam, almost 60% migrants. And of course, most of these immigrants come from non-Christian non-Western African and Middle Eastern countries. Conclusion: the Dutch population is already outnumbered in the majority of our cities. But let's look onwards. London, 54% migrants. Again, conclusion: native population outnumbered. Brussels, color me shocked, 70% migrants. Conclusion: native population majorly outnumbered. And other Europeans will, of course, follow suit soon if they haven't already. So I'm going to draw the forbidden conclusion here. The Great Replacement theory is no longer a theory. It's reality. And what's interesting about replacement is that the establishment will either deny its existence, or when they admit to it, they say that it's a good thing that the native European population is soon no longer a majority on its own continent. Dutch national disgrace and dubbed climate pope Frans Timmermans already stated in 2015 that diversity is humanity's destiny and that Europe will be diverse. And of course, by now, I think we all know what they mean with the word diversity. It means less white people, less of you. Imagine this in an Asian or an African country. Imagine their leaders rejoicing in the fact that their people will soon no longer be a majority in their own country. Absolutely unthinkable, unimaginable. So what in the world is wrong with our leaders? Amsterdam currently consists of 50.
What is wrong with our leaders, right?
Something else I just discovered. So I'm sitting here like, okay, this is really weird. They're carrying the flag to the pole. She's just walking. Everybody's in fans. Everybody's doing that. This mysterious person of death. And then look at what happens when they turn the camera in a second. What do you see right there, people? Why is that there? Why? If you understand, you understand. Wake up, people. And I rewinded just to let you know something else. Now, what's another little mystery in this, and maybe they didn't even mean to do this part, but look how when they look at the person in a different view, wow, you have a choice, people. You going for Satan? Or are you going for Yeshua? Which one? Which one?
Which one? Which one are you going with? Straight out of the book of Revelations. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Revelation 6:8. If I were the devil, right? I mean, they can't make it any more clear.
Are facing an alliance. They've put aside 16 years of absolute commitment to our child and have taken away our child based on the lie that a person can be born in the wrong body.
We want our daughter back home.
The story is truly a nightmare. Swiss authorities have taken our child, our daughter, who's 16 years old. We, as parents, are facing an alliance between the school, the Swiss Child Protection Agency, the Swiss hospital in Geneva, and we feel powerless. About 3 years ago, coming out of the pandemic, our daughter informed us that she was a boy. We understood that she was going through a difficult period in her life. We agreed to seek medical advice. When we first went to the Geneva hospital, the nurse showed her a gender unicorn, and it was based on this gender unicorn that we were instructed by the hospital to begin treating her as a boy. We were told she needed puberty blockers. The school got involved. Everyone at the school, the teachers, the administrators, started to call our daughter a male name. We were very clear with the school that we did not believe that it was up to the school to socially transition our daughter.
And was feeding my daughter with materials, putting her in contact with Le Refuge.
Le Refuge is a transgender advocacy organization and has taken our daughter down the path of believing that she's a boy.
Okay, now I just want to pause it for 1 second. So this whole thing has been happening for a few years now, with schools getting involved, states getting involved, legislation getting involved with how parents deal with the brainwashing and manipulation that their kids have received from the world, right? We have seen the satanic rituals and all of these things take place. The Olympics, we just saw a huge satanic ritual / ceremony, whatever you want to call it, where they literally replaced and reenacted the Last Supper with drag queens. The world is insane. The world has lost its way and is succumbing to the craziness that is going on. Okay. Now, I'm not going to play this full thing, but if you guys want to, I can put it in the description and you guys can feel free to check it out. So I won't exit out of it. Now, moving on. Hope it's all good now. No, I'm not going to play the music because it's trashy, frankly. That's why. We don't listen to this woman in our home. But however, this is what it is. It is one big giant circus. If they are not laughing in your face and going diligently against the moral values of what our society was built on, it's a total clown show. How a woman who is the most disliked VP in history, who, as it ever was, can't put a full paragraph together herself that makes sense. She likes to just repeat the same thing over and over again in a different way. But this is what she can offer. Megan Thee Stallion concert at her rally. This is a total clown show. It's clear. Can you hear me now? Hope everything's good. Of course, I tried to upload this. I tried to record this and upload this 3 or 4 times, and it kept shutting down each time.
This whole COVID madness, this so-called pandemic, it was just a test balloon, a gigantic test balloon. Well, for what, you ask? Well, to see how far they could go, to see what exactly they would have to do to get free individuals in a free and democratic society to consent to being forced into compliance. That's what they were trying to establish. That's what they were trying to figure out. And they have figured it out. Trust me, they are much smarter now. The goal ultimately is to transform our free and democratic societies, into totalitarian societies. Their goal is to strip each and every one of us of our fundamental rights of freedom, democracy, the rule of law. They want to get rid of all of this. This whole COVID thing had never anything to do with public health. It never had anything to do with breaking waves. It always had to do with breaking people in order to make us a part of a mindless, malleable mass, which they can totally control, and we will be completely dependent upon this globalitarian elite. So I'm really imploring the people and all the peoples around the world, for God's sake, stop giving your democratically elected governments the benefit of the doubt. They are not deserving of that. They are not. Stop rationalizing whatever your government is doing. Stop rationalizing and come up with some good intentions. They have no good intentions. Never. As I said before, in the entire history of mankind, there has never been a political elite concerned about the well-being of regular people. And it isn't any different now. Why should it? Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. Because I can tell you, You cannot comply your way out of a tyranny. It is impossible. Trying to do so, you will only feed a gigantic alligator in the hopes of being eaten last. But guess what? Your turn will come, and then you will be the one swallowed up. I also have to ask the people, end your silence. Speak up. For God's sake, stop complying. Start rebelling. They're out to get you.
Okay, and now moving on.
But I gotta ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. She's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get somebody to a certain level quickly, but you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for
Okay, I probably should have listened to that specific clip fully before I decided to play it. My bad. Okay, didn't get that far. Oh, shit. Moving on. Now that we saw the Olympic opening ceremony laced with satanic, and cannibalistic imagery, flashback to August 19th, 2020. Mainstream media asked if he is secretly saving the world from a satanic cult. He says, is that supposed to be a bad thing? And then goes on to say, we are saving the world from radical left philosophy that will destroy this country. And when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow. We can see clearly that the immigrants that are allowed to just flood our borders, that are allowed to just flood into our country. I mean, you heard that woman speak. Literally, there are more migrants in a lot of these countries than there are native citizens who were born there. That is all done by design. You think the United States is going to be any different? You think the United States is not going to fall under the same plan? You are sorely mistaken. With the Olympics, they literally came out and showed us this satanic ritual, which if you go back and you believe in the revelations, that it is literally representing death coming for everyone and hell following. It's right there. The symbolism is all right there in front of you guys. It's all there. You cannot unsee it. If you know, you know. This is clearly, I mean, this is why I haven't made a video about this stuff in so long, because it irritates. It's frustrating that everyone does not see what they're doing right out there in the open. On national television that was televised to millions of people, not only in the United States, but across the world. They are making a mockery of the people. And it's just sad. It is just sad. Hold on, I'm going to pull. There is actually the woman that is, Miss Harris, that is running, literally yelled at people to send bail money to the looters and the people who were out on the streets destroying things. Literally begged for them to be let out of prison. Begged for your money to let them out. She has been making the decisions. Joe Biden is not mentally fit. She has been making the decisions behind the scenes for who knows how long. And if you guys think, if anyone thinks that if she gets elected, the next 4 years are going to be any different, you got to open up your eyes. You got to see what's going on. I just think that people need to change in general. Like, people need to change the way they look at things. They need to change the way they view things. They need to change the way they see the world, because the world has changed. It's not the same world. It's not. The darkness will prevail if the light does not shine strong. I'm going to end this here. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. I will see you all next time. Please leave your comments down in the comment section below. Please share this video. Please hit the like button. And please sub to the channel.